What up, YouTube? It's your boy J Tunes, and welcome back to another FIFA Ultimate Team Player Review video. Guys, I apologize for not posting the last couple of days. I've had the clips, I just haven't been able to get to the videos. But I have tried a couple of cards lately. One of the freeze cards. Let me go ahead before we get into the actual player review we're gonna do. One of the cards that I was going to do, and I had the clips for it, but it was gonna be such a bad player review that I decided not to. Guys, let me know down below if you guys want to see bad player reviews. And what I mean by bad player reviews, I mean like players that I try out that I extremely dislike and I think are the worst cards to stay away from. I like to give cons and pros in my player reviews. I want to give you guys more of the player reviews that, you know, the cards are actually worth going after. I don't know. Do you guys want to see cards that I think you should avoid completely, even if it is negative towards the card? You guys let me know down below, because I was going to do one, and the player that I was going to do it on, some of you guys might actually enjoy him. I thought he was the worst card I've played with in this FIFA, was the Freeze Martinez, the right wing. He was horrible for me when we tried him out. And we had a lot of games on him, and he was actually really bad. But I decided not to do that because I felt like it was going to be all negative. But he was too expensive and he was garbage, to say the least. But either way, we are going to get into a player review that I think is actually a pretty decent card that I don't think a lot of people are taking a look at, guys. The card we're going to be taking a look at here today is going to be the Freeze, the Frosty, the Cold the Cold Hazard, baby Hazard, just the baby Hazard, not Hazard from Real Madrid, Hazard from Dortmund, boys. The striker, the card's right there on your screen. The striker Hazard from Dortmund, boys. His card didn't really like pop out to me, but we were live streaming and people were like, hey man, you know, let's try out some other cards, and this card came up and I was like, you know what, let's give him a go, boys. Striker Hazard starts out with 88 pace, guys, 87 shooting, 83 passing, and of course 88 dribbling, which are all stats that we really like, especially in our strikers, and especially having a decent passing at 83, right? Like, it's hard to find strikers that can actually pass the ball around. This one seems at 83 starting, seems pretty good. His physical's only at, of course, 74 here. Now, before we get into the actual stats and everything, right now this card is going for weekend league is still going on, so prices are going to go up and down. This card right now on the PS4 is going for 180,000 coins. On the Xbox One, it is going for 182,000 coins, which is kind of nuts because if I'm not mistaken, I picked this card up on Friday afternoon for like 150 on the Xbox, 156 on the Xbox, and the price has already gone up pretty damn high, and you will see why the price is going up. Now, the price probably will tank like it always does after weekend league ends Sunday or Monday morning, Sunday night for some people, and then you know, the prices drop down and they go back up. You know how this stuff works already if you guys have been playing FIFA. But let's go ahead, guys, and take a look at the actual attributes on the actual card. He has a 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. I wish he had the 5-star skills. For some of you guys, it matters. For me, it doesn't. I rather honestly still a 5-star weak foot over the skills. I do skill here and there, but I don't skill enough where I care too much about the skill moves, and I feel like they've been nerfed enough where 5 stars are great and all, but still not needed when it comes to FIFA with all the patches that has happened. Now, you guys may have a different opinion, but that is just mine. He is a high attacking, a medium defensive striker, which is fantastic for a striker. He is only 5'9", which, to be fair, I don't know how many headers you guys are scoring, but crossing has seemed to, you know, taper down throughout all the patches. Let's go ahead, guys, and take a deeper dive into, of course, his attributes here, guys. So he has a 90, he's gonna have 90 acceleration. He's gonna have 87 sprint speed. The acceleration is really nice, especially off the takeoff. We want that to be higher. To be fair, I wish sprint speed was in the 90s as well before even putting anything on this card. I know exactly which Chem Style I put on him, and we'll take a look and I'll tell you exactly what his numbers go to with that as soon as we get through the rest of this. His shooting, guys, 87. He has, of course, that attack positioning, which is kind of nice at 90, which we want that position to be really good. His finishing at 86 His shot power 88, long shots 88, his volleys 89, and of course penalties, which honestly I don't think anybody cares about, is at of course 89. Now for his passing vision 85, crossing 83, which I mean, I guess you could start him as striker and play him out wide. He does have the stats to play wide if you want him to. I feel like he's more of a smaller body, so on the wing, I don't know if I want him. I like the bigger bodied wingers or strikers to put out there. Mbappe's, even Salah, I feel like is a wider, more of a wider body than Hazard is. But again, he has the attributes for that, right? Free kick, he can actually 81 free kick on, of course, his passing as well, which is kind of pretty decent, I guess. I don't really take free kicks with him. I have other players, Neymar and stuff, that takes my free kick, so he never really took a free kick for me. Short passing though, guys, which you know, it seems to be a bigger problem. I feel like long passing, no matter what, if the passing is low or not, you can still get the long balls out. It's the short passing that seems to be a problem in FIFA, in my opinion. But his short passing at 84, long passing 75, and of course that curve at 85. We take a look at his dribbling here. Agility at 94 and balance at 91. The two stats we all worry about on our strikers, or honestly on any player, because we don't want them to be clunky and moving and able to move freely with that left stick dribbling. Reactions 85, ball control 87, and of course dribbling 89, and that composure 81. So really good stats there. You know, again, we could get better there, but for a freeze position change card, I feel like it's really nice. When we take a look at the physical here, guys, stamina at 85, strength at 75. I wish he had a little bit more strength, but to be fair, I didn't really have any problems with him getting knocked off the ball because he was so fast and agile to move around that I didn't see any problems with his strength. Stam did become an issue late into games. I do play very high pressing, and I also play press on heavy touch, so Stam for me is going to be a little bit different than anybody playing on balance. I don't know what kind of tactics you guys are using, but for me, Stam seems to be a problem no matter what player I play with, to be fair. But that being said, aggression's only at 62. I wish it was a little bit higher, jumping at 65. I think there's a clip in here you'll see where that actually comes into effect. Let's go ahead, guys, and take a look at the player actual traits. He has the flare trait, and pretty much all the other stuff doesn't matter because it's all with CPU. So card looking good right now. Now, if you end up throwing a Chem Style on here, guys, if you come by my live stream, if you know how I play, I like two Chem Styles the most in FIFA, and that is going to be either Shadow or Hunter. We cannot put a Shadow. I mean, we could. We can't put a Shadow on this card, but what we are going to put on this card is going to be a Hunter. I just want a little bit more pace out of him. That is going to put, of course, his pace at 98 and his shooting at 94. So really good stats there. When it comes to that, I don't think he needs anything else, honestly. That's going to give his acceleration up to 99, and of course that sprint speed to 97. So exactly what I needed with this. So perfect Chem Style for him, and a awesome position change. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these clips here, guys, and we'll talk a little bit more about him. All right, guys, before we actually jump into the gameplay, I forgot to show you the squad we put together for this Hazard, in particular, just to try out a couple of these cards. Now, Klosterman, we know, is a beast. We got the new Road to the Final Davies, which honestly I would stay away from Alfonso, guys. He was very overpriced. I paid way too much for a left back that is out of position. If you guys want a more in-depth player review on Alfonso, I would do that for you guys. We also tried out, I never tried the rule breaker, I think it was called the rule breaker, record breaker, rule breaker. I think it might have been rule breaker, the Halloween version of Costa, guys. I tried him out. I hadn't tried him out up until this point, so we ended up putting him on the team because I like to try out a bunch of cards. We finally got our hands on Lam. If you guys want to see a player review on Lam, let me know as well. We tried out all these cards. There's a lot of cards on this team right here that we could do player reviews on, but I think Hazard is probably the one people want to see, because I feel like everybody already knows how good Lam is and how good or how bad Alfonso is. Of course, getting these cards to try it out. We all know Klosterman is a beast, but this is the squad we put together, guys. As you can see, we got full chem. Basically, you have to play 10 games. Everybody's on full chem. This is the squad we put together. Lucas is a beast no matter what, so there's no need to talk about him. Conte, again, best CDM in the game. I don't even know if he's as good or Vieira is like similar. Like, I don't know, but I feel like Conte is the best CDM. I know we have Lam and we paid 1.4 million coins for him, but still, any day of the week, I'd rather have Conte on my team. That being said here, guys, we end up playing in a 4-4-2. And then I play Lucas and I play Hazard up top. I play Douglas Costa, not Douglas. Douglas Costa and also Neymar on the wings. I swapped them, like he's on the right or the left. Neymar and them two swap on the wings for me. But Lucas and of course Hazard up top, and I was playing Lucas as a false nine in the 4-4-2. That's just how I play. I have to kind of play with the cam. It's very difficult for me to play without a cam, but this is a squad that we put together. I think it's a pretty nice looking squad. I end up selling Road to the Final. I'm just gonna let you guys know I end up selling Road to the Final Davis. We sell him because number one, out of position way too much money for the card. Didn't want to lose any more coins on him. Sold him and ended up getting his normal card because it does the same thing and still out of position. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the clips now that you've seen the team. All right, guys, going into these clips here, let me go ahead and just say this card, I really enjoyed playing with it. It was one of those cards that, you know, you look at and you're like, ah, man, do I really want to try this card out, or is it gonna fit my play style? The card actually impressed me, and you'll see some of these clips here. The only issue that I really found with him, well, now the price is starting to go up on him, so price could be an issue, honestly, for a striker. 180 in the Bundes. I know there's a lot of Bundes players you can use. That could be a problem, but I feel like 180,000 coins for a striker is absolutely nothing nowadays. How much coins we make just playing the game, I honestly feel like it's a perfect amount of coins for a striker. But the one thing that I didn't notice with him, and you guys can tell me if this is the same for you guys or not, but I feel like when a card, no matter what card it is, even though it's been position changed, right, he still plays like a winger. I had to, even with instructions and all that, he just wants to drift wide all the time. I put him on stay central. He just wanted to drift wide no matter what I did to him. So it annoyed me with that. But besides that, once I did put him on central and got things going, he played a little bit better, because in the beginning I had him on just, you know, balance or whatever, just get in behind or whatnot. And he just wanted to drift. Keeping him central kind of helped with that, but not as much. I feel like once they're programmed to go wide, they're going to go wide. That's just how I feel. You guys let me know down below if it's the same for you. But Hazard here for us, guys, getting a lot of goals. He scored his finesse shots. I've been missing more finesse shots throughout like every patch. I feel like the finesse shots are getting less and less strong, but he scored some incredible shots for us, guys. When it comes to finesse shots, his left stick dribbling for me was really good. You'll see clips here, of course, with the skilling as well. Did really nice. The 1-2s into Lucas. Look at his positioning, though. The one thing that I will say about this card that I thought was very impressive was, you'll see in a couple of clips here, or you might have already seen him, where he's offside and he will quickly get right back on side and then start making the run. His positioning when I am not controlling him is incredible. The off-ball positioning, once we did keep him on stay central, was impeccable. I love the card. He felt incredible on the ball. Finesse shots were decent. Skilling with him, left stick dribbling felt really good. And again, man, there isn't too many issues that I found with him. There's a couple of players that I've played that will miss sitters. You know, Mbappe, he didn't really miss sitters for me. And you can see the runs that he's making here into the space here, takes the shot. I know I probably shouldn't have taken this, should have fake shot, done some things. But there you go. He does really well. Look at the, just look at the off ball movement that he does there. And then he finally gets the goal there. It didn't matter what it was, if it was a finesse shot, power shot, if I had the space and the actual, you know, lane to shoot it, the ball was going into the back of the net. I think in the first couple of games in Weekend League, we had a lot of rage quits happening, and I think it was like 6 games maybe. And I think he had like, no, not even 6 games. I think it was like 5, maybe 5 or 6 games. I think he had 10 or 11 goals just in those first couple of games. He was incredible for us in the beginning part. And I think I was playing really well in the beginning of the Weekend League, and then I kind of tapered off a little bit. But that being said, he was actually, like, I was impressed by him, right? I didn't think he was going to be that good. Again, just cards that I don't really go for, and that's where you can see the jumping came into effect. Great cross there from Neymar. He couldn't get to it because his jumping is really low. I think it was like 65. But again, when he's on the ball and he starts scaling, making that space there, boys, boom, puts it into the back of net. The card was actually very impressive for its price. Again, like I said, I got him for 156 to try him out before Weekend League started, and he just did really good things. He was able to chip for us, able to finesse shot. The skill moves were good. Left stick dribbling was fantastic. The price, I feel like it's right where it's at. I do wish the card had a little bit more stam just because of the way I play. You know, but I feel like that with a lot of cards in Ultimate Team, because I play with that press on heavy touch. I do, you know, press people, so Sam does become an issue for me. But again, guys, like the positioning for him, the passing for him, he didn't really miss too many passes with him. I feel like, honestly, with Mbappe and stuff, I miss a lot of passes. I miss a lot of sitters. With him, there wasn't a time where I was like, man, I need to get rid of this card or bring in another striker. The only reason that I would sub him off is because of Sam if we went late into the games and just brought in some fresh legs up top. But there you go, guys. Look at those clips from my man Hazard there, just going ahead and that finesse shot right there near post and able to get it in. Now, after 20 games, guys, we had 25 goals, 5 assists with him. Now, that being said, I did start to play a little bit bad in Weekend League, but if you are a better player than I am, I feel like this card will do even better for you. I can't say enough good things about this card. I definitely would recommend picking him up, especially if you guys are doing the Nabries or even playing with the Bundes with the player of the month, Lewandowski. We do have player of the month, or excuse me, team of the year, Lewandowski, going to be happening in a couple of weeks here as well. Another card you can fit with Lewandowski up top, or even start him at striker, put him out wide. You could do so many different things, and the Bundes does have a lot of great players so far, and we're probably going to get even more and more happening throughout the rest of the FIFA 21 cycle. So a card I do recommend. His price most likely will start to drop in the next couple of days and maybe even weeks, but it's a card, if you're using a Bundes team, or even if you could just hide him in there, I think he's worth having on your team. And even if you're not starting him, a super sub, guys. I know it's an expensive super sub, 150-ish. I'm gonna say 150 because that's where the price was. I know it's going up, but I think it'll drop back down to that 150, maybe 140 for the next couple of weeks, and then it will taper off even more. But that being said, great super sub. If you end up needing a super sub, if you end up playing with the Bundes squad, I definitely recommend this card. Cons: his strength, definitely. His positioning, if you guys are going to be playing him as striker, let me know if he's drifting wide for you way too much. I'm not even talking about like drifting wide a little bit. I mean, this man literally was going to play where Neymar was playing. You know what I mean? He wanted to go out wide to the corner flag, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Make sure you put him on stay central, and I think he will do fantastic for you guys. Actually, I'm lying. I bought him for 172. I thought I had bought him for 150. Maybe I had looked at him at 150 and then his price went up. It could have happened because I look at cards a couple of days beforehand, but I bought him for 172 and now he's going for 180. I feel like this card will go down into that 150 mark for sure. And I think that's what it was a couple of days ago, to be fair, when looking at Footbin at the graph of the coin. So I think he will drop back down into that 150 price range. But again, 20 goals for us, 20 games, 25 goals and 5 assists. A couple of those are going into games backing out as well, so the stats there are a little iffy, honestly. But that being said, a card I definitely recommend if you have a Bundes team, and even if you need a super sub, man, this could be the guy for you. I know for some people he doesn't look as good as some of the other ones, but I tell you one thing, I think this card, compared to some of the other freeze cards that I've tried out and that I've played, Martinez, for example, I would literally throw Martinez in the trash and have this card all day long. Try him out, guys. 86 rated. If you got the coins and you want something fun to play with, definitely try out Hazard. He was incredible for us, and definitely recommend having him on your starting 11 or even as a super sub. Let me know what you guys think about him down below. If you guys have tried him out and how many goals and assists has he gotten for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this player review, and let me know down below, guys, do you guys want to see player reviews even if I think the player is atrocious to stay away from? Do you guys want to see him? I don't know. I just don't know if you guys want to see me being negative towards a card, like pretty bad negative towards a card, because that Martinez card, I would have said a lot of bad things about it. Either way, guys, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy people, make sure to subscribe with notifications on. And as always, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces, baby. By the way, let me know what other cards you would like to see reviews on in those comment sections. Peace.